Hello guys, I'm back again. The first video I just cut for today was kind of short, so I figured I would come back and get a little personal with you guys. Maybe tell just a little bit of my business, just a little bit, but you know what? I don't mind sharing my testimony and sharing it with others so you can hear about some of the things and the challenges that I go through in life. And maybe it'll help bless someone else out there that, maybe it'll make a difference in your life and you'll do things different and change. Maybe what you've been doing for years haven't worked for you. Maybe you think it's worked for you, but it's not the right way. I want to talk about saving yourself, waiting until you marry before you have sex. Of course, nope, I did not do it. None whatsoever. I can remember, once again, I mentioned in another video when I was young, my mom always told me, do not have sex before you marry. And when I did do it, oh my, I just knew that I was going to burn up and go to hell. Like, that was the biggest sin ever, and that I was going to be judged by that, and that, you know what, that's it. That's just the end of the world. But as I continued to grow up and I understood about repenting for our sins and asking God for forgiveness, I had a battle with it. I would continue to go back into those places, go to the altar, shed some tears, get delivered. But I would find myself back into those places because I was connecting myself to people or allowing men to tell me things to make me feel like I'm loved, or it was my own flesh that was rising up in me and I thought I had to have it. But how many of you know that you break off a piece of you to people, or you're having sex with someone, that you're gathering all these soul ties? You get a soul tie from this individual, that individual slept with individuals. And so you're dealing with these spirits that you have, you're dealing with the spirits that they have, and you start fighting these things and you get further and further away from sin. And you have to go back into the altar and repent and ask God to forgive you. And you make these bargains and deals with God. Oh God, oh wait a minute, when you're younger, please don't let me be pregnant, Lord. Please don't let me be pregnant. If I'm not pregnant, I would never have sex again. Yes, the younger days. But when you get older, you sit down and you make these bargains with God. Lord, please forgive me. I won't go back into those places. And then you find yourself going back into those places again. We have to subject to, at some point, and deny the flesh. You have to deny the flesh and tell the devil, you know what, flesh, you have to die. I'm not going to allow you to rise up. You have to be delivered. Because if you're not delivered, you'll continue to find yourself in that place over and over again. Some people out here don't even have a conscience. They don't even have a conscience that if they do wrong or if they sin or they do whatever, they don't even care. But we all know that God does not intend for us to fornicate. It's one of the sins. You don't supposed to have sex unless you're married. To each his own. Some people don't believe in that. And some people will say, oh, well, no sin is greater than another sin. And they just go ahead and do whatever they want to. No sin is right. We have to try every day. It's a battle and it's a journey that we're praying and asking God to deliver us from things that we need to be delivered from. We need to be clean. We need to be pure. We get out here and we get all these impurities and all these things that causes us to clog our judgment in our mind and cause us to go places we don't need to go. You get further and deeper into these relationships. You start doing things for men, or the man start doing things for you that you thought you would never engage in, or you thought that you couldn't get caught up in. So the further and further you get out in sin and you caught up in having sex and you backslide and you go into those places, it's harder for you to come back out. You have to shed that thing and you have to go and throw yourself on the altar, hug the altar, cry on the altar, and ask God to deliver you. And you get tired of going back into those places. Well, you'll get to a place, either you're going to say, I'm sick and tired of living this way, and for God I live and for God I die, and I'm not going to continue to do those things because it's wrong. And every day I'm going to strive to be Christ-like. Every day is the day that you fight and you shed things and you continue to be delivered, and you remind yourself and you feed your spirit man of the things that are godly. So when the flesh tries to rise up within you, you speak to that thing and you ask God to keep you. If not, you can find yourself with a baby. You can find yourself with STD, AIDS, or you can find yourself just mentally confused. You're confused about love. You're looking for love in all the wrong places. You think you got love. You think that sex is sustaining you in that relationship. You think that it's the materialistic things that that man is buying and doing for you. You think because he's taking you around his family member, or you think she's taking you around her family member, oh, they love you. Oh, they so want to be with you. Or you find yourself staying in a relationship for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, and the man or the woman, you guys never even marry because your spirits may not even connect. You think that you have chemistry, and you don't even have chemistry with this person, but you want to be with them. You want to force the relationship. You want to make it work. So if that guy comes to you, he calls you up and he's asking you for some, or that female calls you asking for some sex, you feel like you're subjected to bow down to them, or you have to answer to them as if you have to give them whatever they want to keep the relationship. That's not of God. You don't have to give a piece of you to keep someone. You don't have to go around sleeping with every man that you meet to stay in a relationship. That is not how you keep someone. You know, for so many years, I felt like when I got in a relationship that was part of it. Like that's something that, hey, that's what people do. That's what they do. Yeah, a lot of us have been taught the right way, but some of us, we didn't choose to make the right decisions. A lot of us, got babies out of the deals. I got a child out of wedlock. I thank God for my son. Lord knows that's what slowed me down. But even at the end of the day, that there is other things out there that you can get and come into contact with. Not so happy, not a good feeling if you have to even or ever experience such a thing. But why put ourselves in these situations when God has a mate for us? He has someone that's going to love us and that's going to care for us and love us like he loves us. We don't have to settle. You find yourself settling in relationships. You find yourself just taking what you can get. And you don't have to do that. You find yourself in relationships that you don't even supposed to be in because you never prayed to God and asked God, is this the man or the woman that you have for me? You just make a decision that, oh, I'm going to be with him. I'm going to be with her. You know what? That's going to be my wife. That's going to be my husband. Just because you don't want to be alone. Because maybe you need money. Maybe you want to have sex. Maybe you want to impress your friends. Maybe you want to buy a house and feel like you have to be stable. So therefore, you go find a mate and you start engaging in sexual activity before you even get to know the man or woman. So therefore, you think that you're in love, but you're probably infatuated in love with the sex. Especially as one of my friends say, yes, excuse what I'm about to say. If the D is good or if the P is good, you better believe that the man and woman is going to be caught up in one another. You don't really even get to know the individual because you jumped into something, given a piece of you, not taking the time to get to know the individual and waiting for that man to propose to you or that man to come to his woman to propose to her to say, hey, will you marry me? I want to treat you right. I want to respect you. You know what? If he's good enough to think he can lay down with you, he should be good enough to think you're good enough to marry you. I mean, what is it that we get in not only you, me too, because been there and done that. You get into these relationships and you think it's okay for you to have sex with them. So you end up dating someone else. And the pattern and the history continues to go on and on. And you date these guys or women, men, you date these women. And you're giving up a piece to all of them. You don't even be with them. So then you got to think about whoever you've been with. And oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me for all the holy people out there that haven't had sex before they marry. And please excuse me for all the holy and good people that only had sex with one person their whole life. Good job. You know what? Maybe you should write a book and help inspire others to keep themselves as well. But I'm talking to the people that have been through something. I'm talking about the people that have battled with having sex. I'm talking to the people who have had a child out of wedlock, but you didn't forgive yourself. I'm talking about the people that have had sex before marriage and you look down on yourself or think you're not worthy to still have what God has for you. Honey, get over it because we all mess up. The key is to repent, to ask God for forgiveness, and don't go back into those places. Don't put yourself at risk for those things that happen to you. A lot of times, I have friends, and then I have people that I just know. We talk about things and they talk about a relationship or what they're going through in a relationship. Well, you know what? A lot of the things we go through in these relationships, we don't even have to go through if we never ever started a relationship with people. We have to know the season and the reason for individuals. Everybody is not to be in a relationship with. Some people are an assignment. I talked about this today with one of my best friends. We talked about it's an assignment. It's something maybe you need to witness to that person. Maybe you need to help them, be a blessing to them. Or maybe you're the only Christ that they're going to see. So you need to talk to them and tell them about the Lord. If anything, it's not for you to think, oh, this is my husband. Oh, this is my wife. Oh, I'm supposed to be with him. Oh, I'm supposed to be with her. No, you need to know the purpose. You need to have a discerning spirit to know who God has for you, because a lot of things we're living with and dealing with is because of some of the wrong decisions we made in life. If we hadn't made a decision to lay down with him or her, we wouldn't have the issues that we have. You know, the child is not a mistake. I don't think. I know God blesses us. It's still a blessing behind our sin. God gets the glory. He'll turn a bad thing around and turn it around for the good of God. And you know, we just continue to put ourselves in positions. So you wonder why you're hurt. You wonder why you're going through. You wonder why you got 5 baby daddies or 2 or 3 or maybe even 1. And you're not even married. And here you are, because whatever you're used to dealing with, you're going to continue to attract those things until you change the way you think. Also, you have to change what you've been doing to get better results. Maybe what you've been doing has not gotten you anywhere in life. Stop giving up a piece of you. Yes, I too had to learn, and I thank God. I told you I'm going to tell all of my business. I'm knocking on a year. No sex. I have no plans. I don't want to go back to that place. I want to know that the next one, he is going to be my husband. And that's it. It's a done deal. That's the way God intended it for it to be. But it's up to you. You have to make that decision to walk and to be Christ-like and to do what God say do and not what you want to do. All I know is when I do what I want to do and not what God say do, I get a lot of mess. I get some things that are not right. I find myself in places I have no business being. So at some point in life, you have to grow up and know it's not all about the sex. It's not all about the D, and it's not all about the P. You need to grow up. Find responsibilities in yourself, or you find yourself with a STD. Find yourself with a baby that you could have prevented and waited until you found your husband. Or you'll find yourself hurt because you have all these soul ties. Or you find yourself single because the guy just wants what he wants, or the woman wants what she wants, and they move on. They have no intention on even being with you. Keep yourself, keep your stuff, keep yourself clean, keep yourself pure. Let God do it. Don't trust everything that everybody's out here telling you. How do I know? Been there, done that. Hello. You know, it's all through experience. I'm not telling you anything I just heard. I'm telling you some things that I've went through. And at some point, you got to change. You got people out here 30, 40, 50s out here still trying to find themselves. They're sleeping around with Dick, Tom, and Harry, and Susie Q, and Jen, and Pam, and Angela, and Renee. People out here doing some of everything. So can you imagine? It's just like tree. It's a tree, and it has multiple branches. And that one tree, the roots, and it's growing up, but it has multiple branches from each person that they've been with. You don't want to be a part of that. You don't want to produce an apple on that tree. You don't even want to be a part of that tree, okay? So break that thing. You have to break that curse, generational curse, whatever it may be. I don't know. Maybe it's just sin, something that you're in, or a curse. You need to break it and ask God to keep you. It's an everyday journey for me. I have moments, but I have to say, Lord, please kill my flesh. Not to say it's even better when you're not even in a relationship and you don't entertain mess. So when everybody come up to you, you don't think that, oh, you know what, everybody's not for you. You know what, Lord, there's a time, reason, and season. It's a purpose for this. Why did you send this individual to me? It could be a test, whatever it may be. We have to pass the test. We can't keep going around in circles in life. We can't keep making the same mistakes over and over and over again. So what? You didn't get a baby. So what? You didn't get pregnant. So what? You didn't get hurt. But eventually in life, it's going to catch up with you. Not only that, you got to answer to God on Judgment Day. So if you choose to continue to sin and do those things that God told us not to do, that's between you and God. You have to answer to God. But if you know it's not right and you haven't gotten a better result, Why continue to do the same thing? It's kind of like someone telling you the stove is hot, don't touch it, the stove is hot, don't touch it. Well, after being told that, we may go test it to see and touch it, but after we touch it and get burned, why do we continue to go back and touch the stove? If it hasn't worked for you, maybe it has. Some things happen. But did God tell us to do it? Sometimes we just do it because we think it feels good. Some people get married and they get into marriages thinking that it was supposed to be a marriage, and it was never supposed to be a marriage. This is something that the individual's done because they acted out of the flesh and because that's what they wanted. That's what they wanted. You know, it wasn't what they needed and who God had for them, so they end up selling for something that they didn't even have to be into. I may not be talking to you today. This message may not be for you, but somebody out there is going through, some woman out there is giving up a piece of her to men, and she doesn't have to. Do you not know you're beautiful? Do you not know you're worth rubies? You're far more worth rubies, honey. You're a beautiful woman. You don't have to sell yourself out. If he can't be with you without you breaking him off some sex, you don't need to be with him, honey. Find somebody that's going to respect you and know your worth. Men, same thing. If your woman feel like she has to come to you to get something from you, to be with you, and it has to be a sexual relationship, you don't need to be with her. You need to go find a woman that has the same desires that you have. If someone wants to be with you and they say, look, you either give it to me or I'm not going to be with you, well, tell them to hit the road. You don't need them. You set the standards, you have morals, you have goals, and you stick to them. Don't let anyone change what you think and how you think it should be done. If you think you should be having sex and doing whatever, once again, that's between you and God. But ladies and gentlemen, we can't keep doing the same thing and expect to get the right results. You do wrong, wrong come back around to you. You do right, right comes around to you. So you make the choice. Don't feel like it's okay to go sleep with everyone in the world, okay? Don't feel like it's okay to go out here and hurt people and just to get what you want. Because all you're doing with your little sex is a 5-minute feeling. And when the feeling is over with and it's all gone, then what? What do you have? You get what you get, she gets what she gets, and she goes on. You may continue to be together, but what is it even to be with a person? You're with them over and over again and they don't never marry you. They don't put a ring on it, but you continue to stay with them and you giving them all the wifey duties, doing things for them, living with them, shacking with them, been there, done that. You doing all the things that you don't have to do while you're in a relationship. You do it when you marry that person. Stop giving people benefits that they haven't earned. Stop giving people benefits that they don't deserve. You're not even there. You don't even owe them that. So, hey, it may not help you. It may help somebody. If it does, please share this video. I just wanted to come to you and share with you. We have to change the way we think. We have to change our mind frame and our mindset. If we continue to think wrong, we'll continue to get wrong and negative results. And we don't have to live that way. You guys have a blessed one. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do so. Follow me. I have more great videos coming weekly. I'll be producing and putting things out there. I hope that this has reached someone and blessed someone. Let's do it God's way, not our way. Stop doing it the flesh way. But we have to pray and ask God and have a discerning spirit. Is that the man or the woman that we're supposed to be with out here? Love you guys. You take care. Have a good one. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.